Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Piland. Thank you for joining us. Now, there's a really strange story that I just came across today. In Grand Junction, Colorado, a man is facing a felony charge of menacing for allegedly pointing a banana at two sheriff's deputies in western Colorado. The Grand Junction Daily Sentinel reports 27-year-old Nathan Wolf Channing of Fruitvale was arrested Sunday after the deputies thought he was pointing a gun at them. According to an arrest affidavit, Mesa County deputies Joshua Bunch and Donald Love said they feared for their lives even though they saw the perceived gun was yellow. Bunch wrote in the affidavit he has seen handguns in many shapes, sizes, and colors. He also wrote that his fellow deputy was pulling his handgun out when Channing yelled, "It's a banana." The investigators say that Channing told him he was doing a trial run for a planned YouTube video, explaining that he thought it would lighten up the holiday spirit. Now, regardless of whether or not your intent was to do a holiday spirit, the fact still remains. The fact is, you can't point anything at a police officer that looks like a gun. Because if you do that, it could result in you being shot. It's just like the young boy who was killed over a fake gun because he pointed it at them. You can't do that either. Anything that looks threatening to somebody, we don't need any more of it. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk about on the show as well. It's about Amazon and Hulu and Netflix and how some people are complaining that Sunlink is telling them that they've used too much bandwidth, when in reality they haven't. And when I say this, I'm talking about, like, for example, some of you may have recognized that ClearTalk was talking about how you can cut the data caps. Well, the data caps I'm talking about is something cable related. It has nothing to do with smartphones or anything like that. But while I understand that there's only so much bandwidth you can get, there's problems that we have with things that aren't necessary. Because you should be able to watch anything we want. And not have any problems with it saying we're using more bandwidth when in reality we're not. The insufficient bandwidth message that people have been seeing is actually not true, because you're not using as much bandwidth as it claims. One user had posted a comment about it, and it reads as follows: Sunlink has placed a cap on the amount of bandwidth you can use while using Netflix, Skype, Hulu, and Amazon. They're all going to fight it out soon, cable, dish, Netflix, and such. At this point, you can go into your setting in Netflix and lower your resolution, therefore lowering the amount you are using or being billed for. I'm sure Amazon and such have the same options. Here's the problem I have with that status, with the exception of Amazon and Netflix. Yes, you can change the bandwidth that you use, but the problem is that alone doesn't always help. It's kind of like visiting a website, but you can't watch the video because that website restricted you for the wrong reasons. Like the Viacom channels did when they pulled their channels off the lineup. We also found out we couldn't watch the videos on the websites either. And that's why some of the people have went over to Amazon just to watch some of the spike shows, like War Rescue or Catch a Contractor, you know. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I had to yawn. Now, now that I got the antler thing out of the way, let's talk about how how come some places are working Thanksgiving. You see, a lot of the stores are doing Black Friday a little bit earlier than usual, including Sears, where I work. They decided to open for 26 hours, starting at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving night. For great deals. But the only problem we'll ever have is that those deals run out too fast. And then not everybody got what they wanted, and then some of them are left unhappy. And then you have crowds that fight. I don't think Sears would have that problem, but if they did, what would they do about it? We have to change the way we think about shopping. And crowds, and start showing them a better way to say, hey, I do apologize if we don't have this item at the moment. Sometimes we run out through no fault of our own, because we don't know how many people are going to get this item. It's just like in restaurants, you're not going to know how many people are going to order meatballs at Subway. Sometimes they run out. The fact remains, we can't predict how much we're going to need to sell before we can satisfy everyone. Because life doesn't work that way. It doesn't. Thank you for watching the episode of The Kevin Piland Show. Have a great day.